Hey you guys, it's time. It's the video that I feel is such like a marker of every year. I can't believe this is our 10th that we've done in this house. This is my 15th year probably doing this. I don't know if I did one of these though my first few years. Maybe I did. I know I did these at the old house, but it just is such a like a milestone for the year and always my favorite. I say that about a lot of videos, but no, I think it's just my favorite. I love seeing these every year. I love seeing what people do around their homes. Of course, this week on Instagram, I'm gonna have so many photos and like some more detailed things, but I just love the vibe of these videos that we do where I talk about sort of like my whole philosophy, my whole mentality around decorating this year, show you guys a lot of cool things from like my favorite candles to things that I don't have time for to things that I really kind of maybe overdo a little, things that I don't. Every year my vibe is a little different. So get a drink and a snack. We're gonna talk, we're gonna get cozy. I really wanna talk to you like you're my friend coming around my house, sharing with you guys what I did this year. Now, this room is kind of like, this is our living room. I hate the word like formal living room. This is the most useful room I feel in the house. This is where I like to sit and work, where I like to relax, where I love this room so much. And every year I always feel like the tree that I do in here, or sometimes, I used to put it in the dining room right there. I used to have the tree in the front window here. This tree is always kind of my favorite. And this year we did a very different thing in here. All of the trees are different, and before we get around, and I'm going to show you guys all the details all around the house, I really kind of wanted to talk about my vibe this year a little. Now, Brad and I really talk about this extensively on the podcast. We've done so much. He did a gift guide last week. We break down really like logistics of things that we're doing around the holidays, family stuff, just so, you guys know if you're over there. But we talked about holiday decorating so much on the podcast. And I've mentioned this over the years, but my vibe I really love around the holidays is treating the holiday decorating like truly decking the halls. It's something that is done with love. It's not like, get all the bins out. Let's load in the bins. Let's get it up in a couple days and oh my gosh, look at all this stuff and this has to be done like that. I don't do that. I like to slowly do it over the month of November and even like into December. There's times when I'm changing things like right before Christmas. But, at night I'll watch a movie, I'll listen to a podcast. My daughter might help me, put a few ornaments on the tree. Oh, let's do the garland tonight. Let's work on, the outside decorations, whatever. We kind of just do it in little bits, and it never feels like the house is just trashed in this state of decorating the whole time because you're just getting it out little by little. And we have 5 trees, but I feel like it's more simple. I feel like they go up so easily, and I don't feel overwhelmed by the holiday decorating and the decorations this year. So if you find yourself overwhelmed right after Thanksgiving, December, as we all do, with not only the plans, the gift buying, I hate to say it gets stressful. A lot of the people that do find themselves the most stressed, the people that are really like, no, I have to decorate right after Thanksgiving. And if that's what you really believe in, that's good. There's not a right or wrong way. I'd never tell someone what to do. So when people kind of like judge me for doing mine too early, I'm like, no, don't worry about it. You stay in your own home. But I think you truly do what works for you. And if you find that it's been daunting and you find that it's been, a lot of stress over the years with decorating or decorating seems overwhelming, maybe try a different approach. Before we get started, let me show you what I'm wearing. So this past weekend I posted a lot of like holiday looks and some different things. This dress, let me stand on this table, is, it's not super short, it's not super long. It feels like I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I know that sounds nuts, but it's just yummy. It's cozy. It has like this really, it's kind of velvety feeling. It has this really nice soft rib to it. It's, not too out there, but it's not so buttoned up. And the detail on the back is so cool. I've never had a dress that has a detail like this. I don't have like fuzz all over me. I'm wearing like regular underwear, a regular bra, nothing special. And that's such a cool, like little cutout spot right there. I've never had anything cut out like that. and you can't see anything, you know, and it's just cozy. It comes in a couple other colors, which an essential piece, especially in black, just for layering, for, you know, you saw me put that long coat over it. Just truly like the perfect little black dress that you could throw on with anything. Okay, so we're gonna talk accessorizing, we're gonna talk about trees, all of it. I'll link to everything. I told myself, and I told you guys, this year I did not buy anything new. Every year my decorations look different. I use the same pieces, but because I decorate, my philosophy is doing it from a place of like, not just getting the decorations up to look at, but the experience of decorating for the holidays. Every year is so different. One thing I did buy, not this year, but the day after Christmas last year during the huge sell at Balsam Hill, when I see people linking to these trees this year and say, oh, you get 20% off, you get this, wait till after Christmas. I mean, if you really are dying to have one now before this year, you're gonna spend a lot, but these trees are so beautiful. And I bought that one after Christmas last year. It is so incredibly cool. I wanted one that just looked like a real tree, and I do like decorating a little earlier. So a real tree doesn't really work for me because I want it up more than 3 weeks without it looking like crap, you know what I mean? Because that just, it gets to be a lot. And if you buy nice ones, they'll last you many years, so it's not a waste. But I really love this one. Let me show you all the different things that the lights do. So let's just start in this room, okay? So the lights do a ton of different things. It has like a remote where you can dim them to get from brighter to more dim. I have it on the brightest setting. I really like this vibe of the color and clear lights. It also has a color only, and then it has a clear only. And you know, I've always been more of like a clear light person, but I love this tree so much, and I really always love it on the color. And then there's just something so charming about it. We have our vintage ornaments on the, again, I didn't round up and buy a bunch of vintage ornaments, these shiny bright ones, some that I had that my mom gave me from years ago that I remember on the tree when I was a kid. Some special ones that I had growing up, that Brad had growing up, of course ones we've collected for Olivia, little ones that have little milestones on them or things we've collected as we've traveled. And again, just those beautiful little shiny brights. And oh, actually, there is a pink one on there that I did buy this year, my Christmas purchase, okay? And it was, I think, like $2 from a little like thrift store, and I just thought it was so cute. It matched my little set of tiny shiny brights. So every year, you know, you may say, oh, I didn't see that before. It may have been something I hadn't used in 5 years. There's tons of things this year that I did not put out this year. I don't ever want to feel like I have to put everything out. But I love the shape of this tree. Again, I'll link to it. I love that it's, you know, the base of it is shaped like a real tree. It's just very realistic. And I got a little vintage tree topper that I think I bought at the end of last year that I didn't end up using last year. You guys know we've had Christmases where I've done metallics only, no color. Christmas was where I think 5-6 years ago I had the ombre solid rainbow tree. When Livy was born, you know, she was born in January, so I was like really not physically feeling the holiday decorating of it all, like 9 months pregnant in December. So we had a, you know, a very small, I think like just a little 6-foot like pencil tree that I put pink balls, like pink ornaments on. And you know, you do what you want to do. And again, you can make everything look different. I've had the blue trees, but you'll kind of see it's all the same stuff, they're just mixed up, okay? And I did something this year very different that I've never done before too, which is exciting. Let's stay in here. I have the wreaths on these French doors that I got from Walmart last year. I really love these wreaths. They're just beautiful. I love decorating these French doors. And I didn't put out a ton of accessories in here. I have some little candy in my candy dish. I really love this candy dish. I hope they still have it. It has like a matching smaller one. I just love the look of that. That beautiful winterberry candle that I told you guys about, that's an exact dupe of the Diptyque Bay. Hope you grabbed that. I keep these little glass obelisks out all year, and I grabbed this one from CB2 a couple months ago, which is technically supposed to be a Christmas tree, but I do not count this as a Christmas purchase because I'm going to leave this out year round. I think it's beautiful. And then my little Chanel snow globe that stays out year round anyways. So that's what's going on in here. I just love the vintage vibe of this tree. it just, everyone that's seen this tree in person is just like, you know, it just feels cozy, it feels beautiful. And let's just go on into the dining room. Probably should have started in the foyer, but you know, we're not. Okay, we're just gonna go with it. So in the dining room, our dining room table is usually full of puzzles and crafts and stuff that Livy and I are doing, and Brad likes to sit and do like puzzle. You know, we just have something going in there all the time. So it's totally cleared off because I just moved those things for the video so that it would look, you know, so that you could see it looking, you know, cleaner and more straight. But I don't keep like a big centerpiece on the table because we use the table. You know, at Christmas, when we do Christmas dinner, of course, I think I'll just put like some candles, but I really don't like so much on the table. I've never liked that. Even just a table that's my kitchen table or that table, even if we didn't use it, there's been years where I have not a thing on it. I just don't. I like a clean table. But I have my little holiday village on here from Hallmark, so they kind of all go together. Like you can just hook them up all together. And my Christmas vacation house, which is like my most prized Christmas possession. Okay. And then my little tree collection, I just kind of stuck in the little snow. And someone asked about the snow. It just comes in, like, you get it at Michael's, get it at Hobby Lobby, order it from Amazon. I believe I ordered mine from Amazon. I'll link to it, but it's just in sheets. And, you know, I just think it's kind of cute to put under the town. You know, I don't know if I can really count this as a Christmas decoration because this little tree stays up year round. This is a little vintage tinsel tree that I found at a little secondhand store, and it had this vintage tinsel garland around it. And then the little ornaments we did put on there, like those were some that I had, but it has little colorful lights, and it's just such a cute little vibe on the bar card all year. Okay, so this is kind of when you come into the house, it's kind of like the first tree you see, so it's kind of why I wanted to go here. But let's go to the foyer. So the front porch this year, and of course, you know, I'm not going to show you like the whole outside of my house or whatever, but our lights are so beautiful this year. Outside, I love all white, just beautiful winter wonderland lights. In our backyard, we actually have a lot of trees wrapped that we're just gonna leave all the time, like on a separate thing. I think there's nothing better than just white, beautiful twinkle lights. But we did a lot of that in the front. And this year I kept it simple with just my wreaths. I brought out the big bag of my garland that goes over the front door. And you know what? In a couple weeks, I may decide to put it up. But I just was like, no, I wasn't feeling it. So the wreaths and the rugs are kind of the only thing. The rug that I have layered under that, the gray one, is out all year, and I just have like a welcome rug over that. But I swapped it with a cute one that said Merry Christmas. I thought it was so cute. So coming in the foyer, I did do the garland again this year. I did not put all the red bows on it like last year, which I thought I was going to. And then once I put the garland up, I just kind of liked how fresh and simple it looked. These are garlands that I can't link to because I've cut them up, I've taken the lights off of them, I've strung new lights off of them. But just Google cypress garland, that's what the drapey garland's called, and I will find some and link to it that's similar. And then I just get those little LED like battery pack fairy lights and just wrap them in, and they're just on a remote, and it just could not be easier. On my foyer table, I have my prized Martha Stewart Prison Nativity. If you know, you know. We have had many conversations about this on my Instagram. It's a whole thing. It's the whole thing, you guys. I remember last year when I got it, and I got it, it came after Christmas because I fully bought it like 40% off on marthastewart.com. Now they have the same one, but it's gold. I have a friend that's desperate for it, and she was like, well, I could paint it white, sure. But if you don't know the story about the Prison Nativity, when Martha Stewart was away, she, in pottery class, made this nativity. And it has upwards of like 15 other pieces that go with it. It's huge, okay? But it's magnificent. I love it so much. And so anyways, of course, being the marketing genius that she is, she spent her time in prison, literally probably every second, because I don't know how anyone would have time to make. There was like 5 camels alone, you know. Sold there unaccounted for. Carved them all. And then, you know, sold it to suckers like me. No, I'm kidding. But I really do like it. I think it's really beautiful. You know, just a holiday candle. And my nutcrackers, which I had on the porch last year, and one of them took a big tumble. So I haven't gotten like brave enough to put them out there again. I might put them out on the porch. But for now, they're just kind of chilling here. And then in the little hallway, I have my very favorite snowflake pillows that I got from Pier 1 at the old house. They're at least like 12 years old, and I can't find anything like them, you guys. I tried to link to some the other day, and I'm like, you know, they just don't look as good. But when you find something beautiful, I'm so glad that I got those. They just make me so happy. If you ever find something that looks like that or something beautiful, like scoop it up. But I just love those so much. And then I changed all the lights in my Pura diffusers to like red and green, so that's kind of fun. Before we go further, talking about holiday candles, I did show you guys, have you seen a few? I'm not a big fan of that Perfect Christmas one. I like this Christmas cider one I've got in here. I'm a real big fan of the Bath & Body Works like holiday candles. But sometimes I feel, and I've said this before, we go a little nuts on all the ones called different things, and it's, the only one I'm gonna buy, and I always get suckered into buying more because they're just cute. The only one I'm ever gonna waste my time on is just the Fresh Balsam. That is the best Christmas scent. It's not too strong. It's just perfect. And then I really love this Frosted Winter Berry. That one's just so good. So the mix of those, I think, is just what you want. So kitchen, just a few little accessories. I've got my little Gingy man that I put out every year. Love him, okay? Just a candle. I'm trying to think, I didn't really go nuts in here. I did get this cute little light up gingerbread house from Bath & Body Works that I just think is so incredibly cute. Put out some cute little Christmas mugs and stuff and just, you know, call it a day. In the family room, this is the same tree that I put up in the family room every year. When the people say these are Charlie Brown trees, it really like irks me. You have to fluff them. If you have a tree like this and it looks like this, you have to fluff it a little. They're more sparse. It's a replica of a real tree like that. We have a tree farm around here that sells those types of trees. You can buy real trees that look like that. And I do think it's a cool type of tree to have if you want to. I wouldn't say it's super great for displaying a ton of family ornaments, but like if you have a lot of beautiful ones or you really want to go with like a themed tree or really anything. I've put tons of family ornaments all over the tree. You can't go wrong, okay? But I do think that that tree, those types of trees really display like beautiful icicles the best. And so I have this beautiful set of glass icicles and some mercury glass ones. And so when Livy and I started decorating that tree, we put those on first. And a few years ago I bought tinsel, and I've seen stores selling it, and it is not the right tinsel. And I knew when I used this tinsel years ago, I was like, this isn't the vibe. This doesn't have that sort of vintage Christmassy feel. And I used it and it was okay, but it was thicker and it just kind of draped, and it wasn't, you want it to look real, almost hairy, you know what I mean? It was so much fun tinseling this dang tree. And then I have my garland on my mantle, and I always say I'm going to do something different with my garland, but I always go back to this when it fits just right. And my regular mantle decorations, I just kind of stuck in there. And of course, I'm seeing a lot of people do these mantle clips now. They were really hard to find several years ago. I would show you guys where to get them. Let's see, did I put anything else around that's super Christmassy? I didn't really accessorize the room too much. I mean, you just don't need to, right? I have my grandma's little crystal nativity that I cherish. I love this little nativity so much. And, you know, a few cute little things. But again, not a lot of accessorizing. You don't really, I don't want a lot of little knickknacks. Then I have to go around and, you know, it's already enough. And I think done in a cool, simple way, but has a big impact, you know? All right, you guys, so we'll do the basement tree last. We fully have like a Star Wars tree down there that I might leave up year round. I think I showed it last year, but we had like more pieces on it this year, and it's like so cool. But let's go upstairs. So upstairs, I did not do garland on that upper part. Usually every year, if I do garland on my foyer stairs and all the railing, I just take it over and do that. And I was going to walk down and do that too. And I thought, I ain't doing it this year. Like, it's just, so it's fine. So in our bedroom, this was the tree that I used to put in like the dining room, living room area downstairs. It's kind of a shorter version of, I think it's 7.5 feet, but it's a shorter version of the one that's in our family room. Family room one, I believe, is the 9-foot version. I'll link to all of the exact ones. But you know, okay, a tree in the bedroom was never my vibe. Not that I didn't think they looked good, but I'm such a person based on like when I decorate how I feel, that like I just couldn't imagine going to bed and looking at like a busy tree or a tree that had a whole bunch of stuff, or even just having to lug all of it, and it just seemed like a lot. It just never something that I was really like dying to do. But I thought, you know, even if I put that tree up there and I don't even decorate it, just having a sparkly, beautiful tree, those trees are just so, especially those that are kind of like, they're not fully flocked, but mine are kind of like, they look frosted and kind of a little glittery. So when I got it up there, I realized I have these beautiful, like frosted, milky ornaments that I had from a few years ago. I think I got them at CB2. And I was like, oh, that would be beautiful. So I just decorated this tree with like those beautiful balls, some of the clear ones, and those really beautiful sparkly starburst ornaments. And it is that tree is so beautiful. It didn't make the room look busy. It didn't make the room feel like, oh, like there's a tree in here, it's too much, or too, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It just was so magical. And Brad loves it. Like, we're going to bed and I'm like, this is so cool. You know, it's just so funny because I can't believe in all the years and loving decorating, loving Christmas decorating, like I'd never done that. My kids always had one in her room. You know, she loves that. And she's had, you know, little ones, big ones, like whatever. But I've never had one. I just thought it was cool. So, okay, so Livy's tree is this pencil tree that is so easy to put up. This tree went up in 2 seconds, and she put pink and green ornaments on it, and a lot of her little fun ornaments that talk and do things, little ones that have characters. And I just think this tree is so incredibly cute. And then it doubles as really cute decor at night because it shines through the window and it's just really sweet. Moving on, the very last tree, the one in our basement. And my husband loves Christmas. I mean, obviously, obviously we love Christmas, but like the decorating, the trees, he wants to start like putting things up in September, like he would if he could. Like he just, maybe not that early, but he loves Christmas. He loves a Christmas tree. So he is like really into this one now, and he's like, I think I might want to leave it up all year. And honestly, like I don't even think that would be that shameful. It's like in a corner of a basement. Brad collects Star Wars stuff. He has like it's like the bar area of our basement, like that first room, where like the bar's on one end, and then you've got like a nice sitting area, and then on this end I've got this dining table, which is cool, and this is kind of where we sit and do the podcast. We've got some more rooms down here. The other room, we've got like a big media room and some spaces where like, you know, his office, and then all of his like Star Wars collectibles and stuff, and his pinball, his Star Wars pinball and all that. And so I kind of think that this tree is just like a seamless addition, right? And again, it's another one of those tall, skinny trees. And then these balls that are in it is garland, which could not be easier when decorating one of these types of trees. I think this looks so good on a tree. I see people using this garland just as actual garland, which is cute, but I think what this garland really like shines for and is really, I think, the best for is decorating a tree, especially a skinny one. And you can really like shape them and stuff. So I used silver and gold, which I feel kind of looks a little like space. I don't know, okay. And then last year we had a few of these ornaments that were like these that kind of work together and talk like the movie. And then Brad said that they have like the full Death Star. So yes, there's a Death Star at the top of the tree. Don't worry about it. And he really wanted it, so he got that. And there were a few other characters, and so he did go out and get that. So yes, another Christmas purchase, but I do not count it because it's a Star Wars collectible, and Brad bought it. That's his department, okay? Don't come from me, okay? I'm still good on my, now that I'm like, have I bought Christmas stuff this year? No, I really didn't buy, I didn't, just candles. And my reason of saying that is because I don't want you guys to ever feel, like you have to, you know, you see people decorate and you're like, oh, 5 trees, I gotta go out and buy things for 5 trees. Like literally I have collected these things over, you know, 15 years of marriage, and, you know, longer than that of having a place. And, you know, just over time, I think you kind of figure out your style, you figure out like what you want to do, what you want to decorate. And it should be kind of like a beautiful collection, because I will say I'm never that excited if I go out and I'm like, oh, I want to theme a tree, let me just go buy some random stuff. Chances are I'm not going to use that stuff the next year. Things at Christmas that are meaningful, that I put out again and again, are things that are ornaments that have a meaning, or like even those white ones that I bought from CB2. When I bought them, I was like, oh, these are just so special and beautiful. I didn't go buy just like truckloads of just tons of stuff, you know what I mean? It was just a few packs of those pretty ornaments. Just, I don't know, collect things little by little. And when I see sometimes when people that even, you know, there are people that have been married far longer than me, have like a home account, or they're doing whatever, and they have so many decorations, and every year you see them going out and having these, just filling up cart after cart at Home Goods of fall stuff. and Christmas, I caught myself, I wanted to say another word, Christmas stuff, and it's like, where's all of your other stuff? And what kind of like, but then they're very concerned with like sustainability and everything, which I don't claim. I just do the best that I can. I'm never going to be like the person that does, because I can't fully always practice what I preach. I just do the best I can. So I really try not to like stand on a mountain about anything. Do you know what I mean? Because it'll always, we change and evolve, and usually things don't stick. But I just do the best that I can. But my point is you see these people doing this, but then they also like have this platform of sustainability, and I'm doing all this, which consumerism, buying all these things. Of course, like we buy things. That's, we talk about great things, but sometimes I think, you can definitely do things in a smart way, and you don't need to be going out and just going nuts every year. I like to find a beautiful treasure every year at Target this beautiful candle or whatever, but I'm not going to go into the Target holiday section and say, oh, love everything, gotta buy it all. And I used to be kind of more like that, and I think over the years, like I went in the other day and I was like, it's beautiful. Like they have little vintage tinsel trees, almost exactly like the little one that I leave up on my bar cart all year that's like this tall at Target. And I went in and I was like, oh my gosh, I love these. I need to get one. And then I'm like, I already have one. Like, it's okay. I don't need to buy it just because I like it. Do you know what I mean? What am I going to do with another one? So sometimes I think you can appreciate things without feeling like you have to go nuts. And the things that you do buy, just buy some good things. And it's tempting tempting to go out, and fill up the carts and buy and get and acquire and come home and have that high of decorating. But that's why, again, all season, I decorate slowly with the things that I have. It's fun to like look back in my little bins and say, oh, this is nice, rather than getting the fix of going to like, a store and coming home with a bunch of junk. But then what do you have to store again? Like, no, like I really have 4 of those like pretty large bins, I think 2 of them are still full of stuff, like, maybe my grandma's things, or a few things, maybe like older things I don't want to get rid of, or things that I just didn't have room for this year, But everything kind of goes in those. Of course, the trees have their boxes. I've got, boxes for the ornaments and stuff. But like, as far as knick-knackery, as far as things like that, I think, find something that tickles your fancy and find a few things that are nice. But don't feel overwhelmed. Like you have to buy all the things. You have to decorate from top to bottom. Again, I feel like 5 trees. Did I show you guys all of them? I'm thinking, are we done? 5 trees and all of these things. It's a lot, and I've got wreaths on all the windows outside, and so many things. But it looks simple and it looks happy, and I don't feel like I'm suffocating in Christmas decor, because there have been years a long time ago where like, that's why I guess I am kind of the way I am with decorating, and I really feel, more isn't always more. And for me, like, even though again I have the 5 trees, it all feels very simple. Like I'm not feeling already like my house looks cluttered, I need to get this down. It just kind of seamlessly went in with everything else. And I think if I would have unloaded and said, okay, it's the day after Thanksgiving, on top of everything else that you're doing after Thanksgiving, my God, now I gotta like load all my stuff in and decorate. I think I would have been robotic and just putting things up maybe the way they were last year, or, feeling the forced feeling in the moment of just the chore of decorating. This is a job. Check it off the list. Empty this bin, put everything up. Empty that bin, put everything up. I think I would have been focusing on the job of decorating and putting out too much. Do you see what I'm saying? Rather than just grabbing something here and there, having the trees up for days or even like a week without anything on them at all. Organizing the ornaments in front of them, seeing like what you want. I just think it's such a vibe. And then, because I do it slowly like that, there is more editing. There's more like, maybe I don't need to put this out. It's fine. It looks great without it. Rather than I felt like I had to decorate all in one weekend or even in one week, and I'm just putting things up and not really living with them for a couple days, or living with the things, like living with it, kind of building over the, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to think of anything else at all. Again, I just want you guys to enjoy your homes. I don't think that you should look at Christmas decorating. I mean, it's beautiful and it's something that you can do and share and express yourself like with your family. And I love posting photos of my home on the holidays. It's just, and sharing this with you guys. So it is something that I do like to show and share, but I really do it for my family. I do it for myself. I do it for us. I do it for the cheer of the holiday, what it represents. Decorating your house with care and love to celebrate the meaning of the season and just happiness. And I hope that you guys will take some of these tips of, maybe approaching it a little different, and having sort of the mentality of editing and not feeling the pressure to put everything out. And maybe your editing means that you're gonna then think, well, I do want some of this type of garland, or I do want this type of thing, it would really help. Or, maybe I will go buy some red Christmas balls to add into this or whatever. It's just time to, don't make it such a chore. You know what I mean? Okay, you feel me. But I love you guys. Be sure to follow me on Instagram this week. I'll post a lot more photos of the house, and then we've got some really fun things coming up that I can't wait to take you guys along for. And y'all, that's it. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. I just want you guys to have the coziest, happiest season ever. And, just the theme of being happy, the theme of enjoying truly, your nothing better than this room. I sit, I look at the tree at night, and I read, or I am doing something else, or I'm listening to a podcast. I don't know. It's just such a vibe. It makes me feel good. And I want you guys to have that this season too. And we're going to be talking about a lot of that on the podcast. I think if you guys don't listen to the podcast and you enjoy some more of these, like, conversations that are a little more personal or uplifting or something, we do a lot of that over there. Share struggles, highs, lows, relationship stuff, family stuff, personal things, funny stories. We talk about TV. We talk everything. It gets very deep, and it gets very surface and very shallow and judgy at times. But it is what it is. But we've got a lot coming up as far as the new year, feeling happy, taking care of you, and a lot of, I think, good messages to share where that's concerned. But decorating for the holidays, creating a nice, happy place for your family, I think really does mean so much, especially this time of year. No matter how big or small you do it, no matter what your style is, no matter what your space looks like, holiday decorating is just magic, no matter what it is, the feeling I get when I put out that little nativity every year, or when I start burning a Christmas candle, the smell in your home, is just a feeling. And I just love the feeling of doing this video every year, you guys. So thank you for watching, and I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.